Okay, so what's up guys, it's Matters, and within this video, we're going to be talking about Black Ops 4 Zombies perks, and raising the question, are we going to see more than 9 perks within this new game? Are we going to see old perks return? So we have, maybe Voltrade and PhD, new additions to the actual perk lineup, assuming that we have a perkaholic. When we pop the perkaholic on the new DLC map, are we going to see a new perk for every DLC? Are we going to see these new additions? Or we can go the complete opposite way, where maybe we get rid of perks. Maybe they're going to be less than 9 perks. Maybe they want to go completely towards the Gobblegum system, or whatever that sort of, new system is going to be within Black Ops 4. Maybe if they change it from Gobblegums to something else, who knows? But again, I want to talk about the fate of perks within Black Ops 4 Zombies within this video. So that being said, if you can leave a like, that'd be greatly appreciated, and let's get started. So obviously we had 9 perks within Black Ops 3 Zombies. We had Quick Arrive, Juggernaut, Speed Cola, Double Tap, Stamina Up, Deadshot Daiquiri, Mule Kick, Electric Cherry, and Widow's Wine. Now the thing with these perks were that they worked and they made sense for what it was, for what the game was. I think in general, Black Ops 3, they changed a lot of stuff, they advanced it, but I think, Treyarch decided that these 9 perks just made sense. They kept sort of this streamlined approach to the elements of Black Ops 3 Zombies, the way you trained, the way you, interacted with different zombies and zombie bosses. They just saw it fit. They saw Widow's Wine fit within all these different situations. Electric Cherry, all of these different perks, they all sort of made sense. I think with Black Ops 2, you had a bit more variety. You had Voltrade, sort of for a map-specific reason. A part of Voltrade was seeing, these different perks through the walls and seeing where the mystery box was, specifically because buried, it was hard to tell where the mystery box was located. So Voltrade had a map-specific purpose for, helping you out with that, and all these different perks as well. PhD, I guess they could have really added PhD in a ton of different maps, but originally, Ascension, you had that main stairway, you had all the different stairwells that, the purpose was you would dolphin dive over, and you have this great explosion, and that obviously could have been used for several other maps, but overall, these maps, they had the perks for a reason. Now, Black Ops 3, they said, okay, we're gonna have these 9 perks, or Sasboon, I think it was like 8 or something, I don't know, and then they added Electric Cherry, but they had these perks, and they just kept it the same. And I think every DLC that, we received, and we were just like, okay, are we gonna see a new perk? And we never saw a new perk, and then we sort of transitioned to, okay, maybe, they'll throw in a Voltrade, maybe they'll throw in another old perk, just because they don't want to add anything too crazy. Maybe they're running out of ideas, so maybe they'll just add something in. Maybe we'll see, finally PhD for DLC 4, just something insane, and we never really got that. And it raises a couple of questions, at least for, Black Ops 3, and then moving forward into Black Ops 4. One was because they just wanted people to buy Gobblegums. They put all of these different new possible additions, possible perks. Now, some of the Gobblegums obviously could have worked just as well as perks, but they made them into Gobblegums. Did they want people to buy the Gobblegums, or did they just see Gobblegums as just a better system for, giving players different additions and sort of specialists and just different bonuses for, and just for playing the game and doing different things? Obviously, some of the Gobblegums just don't make sense as perks. Like, you wouldn't have a perk that, gave you a carpenter or something like that. You wouldn't have a perk like that, but, there have been ideas, and obviously you had the old perks like, Ammo-matic in the files and stuff, where it would give you a max ammo and that, different stuff like that. It's definitely pretty cool. So that's the question with Black Ops 3. Now, moving into Black Ops 4, do they have that same approach? Do they have the same approach? Obviously, we don't 100% know that they just wanted money, and there was no way to really sort of have this perk selling system. Gobblegums made sense. You go to Dr. Monty's factory, you get these Gobblegums, a randomized chance of getting the better ones and different stuff like that. So it just made sense for them to, put all their marbles into the Gobblegum system and just say, you know what, we'll have these streamlined perks, and any new crazy stuff, Gobblegums. Put it directly towards Gobblegum. So let's just say hypothetically, Black Ops 4, we're seeing the Gobblegum system return pretty much exactly how it is. I'm not saying that they're going to have the same exact system where you have 3 per round, or, different pricing, but in general, most of your extra abilities are within the Gobblegum sector. now it raises the question, are they going to do the same thing with perks? Are they going to go and just say, okay, you know what, let's do these same perks, maybe we'll just keep some of them, maybe add one, take one out, but overall keep the same sort of approach and not really do anything to perks. And they're going to continue each DLC to not give us any perks, but instead give us gobblegums. If that's the case, then that obviously would be, you know, not only boring, but just not fun and not really cool, because I think a lot of us as zombie players, and that's sort of the thing with gobblegums, we're a lot more attached to the idea of perks, and we just love getting perks and buying these different perks and seeing them pop up on our screen. And I feel it's not the same sort of satisfaction you have of, you know, using a gobblegum or having sort of this gobblegum ability than it is when you have an actual perk. There's just something about a perk, something about receiving a new perk that pops up on your screen, a new perk machine that you have to go around in the map. I know this seems sort of simple and weird and nostalgic, but I definitely think a lot of people just are, in general, more attached to the idea of perks and perk machines than they are to gobblegums. So seeing new gobblegums over seeing new perk machines and new perks every DLC, not really the most exciting thing. It's cool seeing all these new abilities, but at the same rate, it's like, it's not really cool. So the most realistic approach I can get at this is that, one, I don't think we're going to see a new perk every DLC, but I think this time around, Treyarch, they're going to, you know, well, I'll talk about gobblegums in a separate video and what they could do with gobblegums and how they're going to change that maybe, but with perks, I do see them still making a better attempt at, you know, making perks a bit more important and a bit more interesting and adding some variety to the perks, because having these 9 perks just not changing and staying sort of stagnant throughout the whole DLC season, it's not really cool. It's not really interesting. It just doesn't add any just versatility to the game. I feel like it got boring, and I know a lot of people, it got boring after a while using and buying the same perks, using the Perkaholic and having the same perks. I think sometimes, you know, Mob of the Dead, like, you know, Mob of the Dead didn't have, I'm pretty sure, like, Mule Kick or something, whatever. And although people were thinking, like, you know, and back then we were just like, you know, why would you take a perk out for this map and another perk in for that map and just randomly switch up? But I think it's cool and makes sense. Some perks didn't have Stamina Up, some perks didn't have Mule Kick, some perks had this extra perk like Vulture Aid, some, you know, I mean, some maps had this extra perk like Vulture Aid, some maps didn't have the perk. Like, it added some sort of element of variety, and you played certain maps and you had these different perks, and it was just different. It made for a different experience. I think a lot of people, you know, although it's cool and it's nice having these same 9 perks, having all these cool perks in every single map, it's just the same thing. You know, you know what you're expecting, you know what you're gonna get, but it honestly gets boring after a while, and it doesn't give sort of the map justice for what the map truly is. Like, if you have a larger map, make them, you know, give Stamina Up for that map. If there's a smaller map, you don't need Stamina Up for that map, you know, and replace Stamina Up with a different perk, maybe a new perk. And, you know, maybe they want 9 perks per DLC map or per map, but you don't need to have the same 9 perks for every map. Maybe you take one out, put a new one in. Maybe you bring Vulture Aid back for a map where it's hard to see where the mystery box is and where the perks are. And obviously Vulture Aid, the other side is you get the little ammo packets and all that cool little stuff and the green gas. And, you know, maybe if there's a map where that's really needed, sort of this campy close quarters map like Buried was, you add Vulture Aid in, and instead of that you take out Stamina because it's a smaller map. It's really simple as to how they can do that. And I think, again, it'll add a bit more variety to the maps instead of the same old thing over and over again. And I really hope that they don't do the same thing as Black Ops 3. Although Black Ops 3, it worked, it wasn't bad. And I don't want to make it seem like I'm ranting against it. I just do think that, you know, that variety is definitely important, and it sort of makes sense for the specific maps that they want to create. Now, what they do with the gobblegums, if that's the case, is sort of up to them. They can still just keep the same gobblegum system that they have, and again, they're probably going to change it. It may not even be gobblegums, there may be something else, but I know, we all know they're going to have some sort of separate section for, you know, different player additives and different things like, you know, the max ammo and the carpenter and all these different, you know, perkaholics. They're going to have some variation of that within the game. It's just a question of whether or not the gobblegums will stifle the perks ability to actually make sense within the maps, and the perks ability just to be of importance. You know, not that perks aren't important, but you know, sometimes gobblegums really just like, they ruin the fun of perks. So I want the perks to be a bit more interesting. I want them to change things up, do different stuff with the perks, and not just, you know, have these same 9 perks, and then with gobblegums you have all these exciting different things and abilities, and you know, new gobblegums every DLC. And obviously it's cool and it's fun, and I'll talk about the counter argument to that within another video, with just, you know, what they're going to change with gobblegums in Black Ops 4. A sort of a teaser to that is that, you know, you just have the ability to do more with gobblegums. You can do more with gobblegums. You can't have a perk for every little crazy thing Treyarch wants to do, but you can have a gobblegum for it, because it's, you know, sort of this one-time, not really one-time use, but, you know, you use it a couple times and it's over. You know, perk, it's like unlimited over and over again, and that's obviously for a different video. But the thing is, I just don't want gobblegums to get in the way of the importance and the fun and the variety that Treyarch could add to the perk system within Black Ops 4 Zombies. So that's the general argument there within this video. So let me know what you guys think about that. Hope you guys did enjoy. Leave a comment below, perk, if you watched the whole video to the end. It's greatly appreciated, obviously. And yeah, that's really it. See you guys later.